Hello and welcome to Reading Philosophy with Ometa. Still in our journey to find out if truth is the road that leads to reality. In the three theories of truth, we stopped at coherence theory of truth. The coherent theory of truth, according to Stanford Encyclopedia of Philosophy, and I quote, "The coherence theory of truth states that the truth of any true proposition consists in its coherence with some specific set of propositions." Unquote. What this theory is saying is that a belief is true if it coheres, or if it adheres or stick with other belief I hold about the world within that way of my belief or the system the proposition operates. For example, the belief that Nigeria is the most populous black nation, or if it has become a popular belief in the University of Ibadan that Dr. Tade is a wicked lecturer. This belief is true if and only if it coheres with my belief within the web or system of my other belief about the position of Nigeria in Africa, or Dr. Tade's modus operandi in the university. In other words, if you make a proposition that sticks or falls within my view of the world and how I interpret it, that proposition is true. Thus, truth according to the coherence theory is a proposition that falls within a system of some other propositions, a belief that falls within my web of belief about the world. Another simple way to understand this is that one has an object in his hand and another calls that object a knife. The coherence theory of truth says that it is true if it sticks to some of the things I believe about knife. What are the things I know about knife? To cut, to kill, to slice, etc. Another example is this: if there is such a belief that Igbo people are 419 and Yoruba people crooks, while Hausa Fulani people are jihadists, this belief becomes true if it coheres with other belief I hold about these people. It is from this last example that I am going to be very critical about the coherence theory of truth. Anti-Semitism, racism, xenophobia, and tribalism are offshoots of hate. I will be using some of these human phenomena to illustrate what, in my view, messed up the coherence theory of truth. Let's take racism for example. You have the belief that white people are racist, and someone walked to you and say, "I was in America. If you see the way they treat black people there, they don't even see us as human beings. In fact, they call us black monkeys." Even though the person saying this knows that he was exaggerating, maybe he has another issues against Americans towards his hate. So because he wants to demonize Americans so that you will hate them as well, he has to say things to justify his hate. Now, within your web of belief, you hold that white people are racist, but America is just a country in a continent and does not represent all the white people in the universe. However, the proposition that white people hate black people cohere with the proposition that white people are racist. Thus, truth has been established here according to the coherence theory of truth. So, why do you believe that white people hate black people and treat them as animals, even though that may not be true? The reason you believe is because the proposition states that the hate is on the basis of skin color. So what cohere here is race and skin color. How? Everything I know and believe about racism is said to have happened to the black people in America. What are the qualities of racists? They hate people either because of ethnicity or ancestry heredity. What was the ancestry heredity here, or what distinguished the white people from the black? Obviously, the skin color. So, if somebody say that white people hate black people, if I have the belief that white people are racist, I will take the proposition that white people hate black people to be true. The thing is that the person who asserts that white people hate black people may be right because he has been there and of a truth has experienced, witnessed, and observed these things happened. But the one who holds the belief that white people are racist may be wrong because he was told and he believed, and a belief is just an opinion, and an opinion cannot be true. You were told that white people are racist and you accept it and make it your belief. Is that belief a justified one? You cannot say because a belief in a proposition is in coherence with another proposition, therefore truth has been established. This is because some belief we often treat as a true proposition are mere rumors. For instance, the belief that white people are racist may be a rumor, and another person comes and tell you that white people hate black people, and you conclude that it is true because it coheres with your belief of racism. Another example is that someone in social media wants to stir up his followers to hate the Yoruba people, and he succeeded by making people to believe that Yoruba people are quite tribalistic. And a student who was posted for his NYC in Yoruba land wants a favor from a Yoruba person and could not get it because he could not speak the language, and he went to another person and the same thing happened. He has just experienced this from two Yoruba people throughout 1 year he spent in Yoruba land. Then, when he finished his service and traveled back home, he told his experience. Unfortunately, the person he's telling this to is one of the followers of the man who had been brainwashing people in social media that Yoruba people are tribalistic in nature. Now, the NYC guy has just experienced this from only two Yoruba people, but the time he is telling his story, he said Yoruba people making this appear to be the way of life of the Yoruba people. Because the guy he is talking to have already hold the belief that Yoruba society is quite tribalistic, he will conclude that what the NYC guy is saying is true because the proposition that Yoruba people does not help people who don't speak their language cohere with his belief that Yoruba people are tribalistic. Inasmuch as both proposition are false, they cohere. Does that make them a true proposition? Certainly not. Coherent theory of truth says that if one proposition is true and the other cohere, truth is established. But what I'm asking is how can a false statement be used to modify truth and truth to modify false, and at the end it will altogether be true? By the way, a belief, whether it is true or not, should never be treated as truth until it is proven to be true, because most of what we sometimes treat as a true belief often turn out to be rumors. Oh, come on. What of the rumor that President Buhari is dead, the person ruling Nigeria is an impostor from Sudan. Yes, you will say it is not everyone that believe it, but to those that believe it, it is a reality, a truth that exists among them. Though Nigerians will say in every rumor there is element of truth, we don't want the element or a part of the proposition to be true. We want every part of the proposition to be true because what we are looking for is the truth and nothing but the truth. Now, I have understood that correspondence theory and coherence theory of truth cannot be a road that leads to reality. Let's look at the pragmatic theory to see if it could lead us to reality or close to reality or truth. So, the next discussion will be on pragmatic theory of truth. It promises to be informative and educative. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please do so you will be alerted once we upload the next video. Thanks for viewing. I remain your humble host, Ometa Mikael.